So if you look at in terms of that, how do we achieve this objective? There are three parts to it. Number one is the testing categories. That means, what are you actually testing on? What are the different things that you're testing? 3GPP, for example, as a specification body, can specify just functional or compliance requirements, but it doesn't specify performance requirements. It doesn't specify reliability, resilience, right? Things like that. So you need to evolve from traditional testing methodologies that include not only functional and compliance testing, but also non-functional testing. And this includes, as I said, performance testing, right? Testing for capacity, testing for reliability and resiliency. For example, if you have 5G, which is based on cloud native infrastructure, what happens when there are issues or impairments happening in the COTS infrastructure? Is your service and the network reliable and resilient to do those kinds of impairments? So doing beyond traditional functional testing into these non-functional complex testing scenarios is very important. So that's number one. Secondly, the test methodology in terms of testing the nodal aspect of it, what we call as wraparound testing. So you are wrapping around each of the element of their network function and testing to make sure it's compliant, right, to the specifications, then progressing to adjacent testing and end-to-end testing. This ensures that each of the multi-vendor elements are adhering to the specifications, and if they are not, you can address and fix them ahead of time. And you can be much more sure that when you put all of these things together, they work well together from a multi-vendor perspective. And lastly, automation, right? This is the most important thing. So you want to take all those non-functional testing, you want to take this test methodology but wrap them into an automation framework so that you are doing this in a continuous fashion and not just a one-time sporadic activity. That's not going to give you anything. You have to test this, especially if there is any change happening in any part of the network. You want to test this very continuously. So I would say a combination of these three things would help address the objective here.